Hello and good morning, everybody. I hope you're all having a very blessed and beautiful morning. It's absolutely gorgeous where I am today, and I look forward to meditating with each and every one of you. Good morning, Laura. Thank you for being here, and good morning to everyone who's tuning in at the moment. Good morning, Susan. I'll give you all a second or two, and everybody to find the video and to log in. I don't know if you could hear the ocean. I wish I could turn up the volume of it a little bit so we'd have that in the background as we are meditating today, but there's really no waves, so it's very, very quiet, and I don't know if the microphone is picking it up. But I hope that you're all doing wonderful. I hope that you all had a blessed and beautiful week, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you who is tuning in and being here this morning. You know, Metta, or loving kindness meditation, has the ability to heal our hearts, heal our minds, and I'm not the only one, but there are many people out there who believe it truly has the ability to heal our world, and a world that's so much in need of healing at this particular moment in time. And I actually found two published articles in which they conducted Metta or loving kindness meditations in both Jerusalem and Lebanon. And what they found was scientific researchers found an overwhelming evidence of a powerful link between the practice of loving kindness and decreased violence in these areas. In fact, according to the report which was published in the Journal of Conflict Resolution, I didn't know there was a Journal of Conflict Resolution, but apparently there is. But this report was originally published there, that during days of high attendance, when a huge amount of people would come to loving kindness meditations, on those days, crime dropped, traffic tickets dropped, and violence and deaths decreased. And this goes back to what I was talking about when we first began this group, that when a group of people come together, but there has to be a huge number, there has to be, they've mathematically sort of figured it out, there has to be a certain percentage of the population of the area that you're in coming together. You create a group energy that can actually begin to change the community and the environment that you're in. Now, incredibly, this study was actually replicated, and there was another article published in the Academic Journal of Social Behavior and Personality in 2005, and they said that metta meditation, when a large group of people come together and practice this technique, that there is an overwhelming benefit to the environment and a decrease again in violence and people's temperaments. So I've been touting this practice from the beginning when we started this back in I believe it was like the first week in April, maybe the end of March, that we began this group. But I truly appreciate each and every one of you that does come here, that joins us. Hopefully, I mean, there's 640 something members of our group now, and I wish that we could get all of them meditating at the same time. I know some of you are tuning in from far away, and I truly thank you for doing that. And so let's get started with the practice. I invite you now to get into any relaxed or comfortable position. You're more than welcome to sit up or lay down, whatever feels right to you. And now maybe just release any noticeable tension that you might be holding in your body. Maybe notice the weight of the body on the chair or cushion you're seated upon. And now I just invite you to take a couple of deep, long breaths. And if your eyes aren't closed, I invite you to close your eyes, but you do not have to. You can leave them slightly open. And so just begin by taking a couple of deep breaths in, and then slowly exhale or sigh your breath out. And take another long, deep breath in. Slowly exhale or sigh your breath out. And take another long, deep breath in. Slowly exhale or sigh your breath out. And now I invite you to just allow your breath to settle to whatever its natural or regular rhythm is in this moment. no longer control or regulate your breath in any way, but simply just try to observe the body breathe. If your breath is fast, that's fine. If it's slow, that's fine. Don't think you need to change it or that it needs to be some certain type of way. Just allow the breath in this moment to be however it is presenting itself. The only agreement you make is that whenever your mind wanders, just gently and lovingly return back to observing the breath. By coming back to the breath, you're coming back to this moment, the only moment we're truly alive in, the only moment that truly exists, and that's this present moment. Because you don't breathe in the past, and neither do you breathe in the future. Every breath you take is happening right here and now. And now that we're a little bit more centered, present to ourselves in this moment, we begin the loving kindness practice by sending the energy inwards, and we start with ourselves. And so I invite you now to just bring all your awareness and attention to you. So expand your awareness out away from the breath to include your entire being. And now, while holding your awareness upon yourself, please just silently repeat, or if you're alone, you could softly whisper these statements after me. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. And now please take a moment to just continue to offer yourself your own loving kindness by continuing to silently offer yourself those well wishes. And don't just speed through them. Really feel and think about what you're saying and offering yourself. Offer yourself this love, happiness, healing, and peace. I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. We start with ourselves because if we don't love ourselves, who will? And if we don't love ourselves, how can we fully love another? We can't give away what we don't have. But sometimes for people in Western countries and those of us in America, it's hard to offer ourselves some love. We don't think we're worthy. We don't think we're deserving of this attention. But you are. The Buddha said you could search this entire tenfold universe and never find anyone more deserving of your own love and compassion than yourself. And Jesus said that the greatest commandment is to love God and to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. People forget that end part there. They remember he said love God. They remember he said love neighbors, but they forget he says as we love ourselves. And so just continue on offering yourself some loving kindness. If you're having a hard time feeling it, then a little reminder is to put a smile on your face as you do the practice. And as you're smiling, just think to yourself, I am loved. I am happy. I am healthy. I am peaceful. And now we're going to begin to move our loving kindness outwards. So rather than directing it inwards towards ourselves, we're going to begin to send it out towards other beings. And now the first person I'm going to ask you to try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize, or call into your mind's eye is someone that you love a lot. Really think about someone you love dearly. The person can be living or deceased. That does not matter to the practice. It can be a family member. It could be a friend. Just think about someone you love dearly. And now you're going to offer your loving kindness to them. And the way that you do that is there's two options for you. While thinking about them, trying to picture, imagine, sense, feel, or visualize them before you, you can just think of them and say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. Otherwise, if you wish to personalize it a little bit, you can insert his or her name into the statements and say, may he or she be loved. May he or she be happy. May he or she be healthy. And may he or she be peaceful. And now take some time holding this person in your mind's eye, seeing them before you, and now offer your loving kindness to them. And if you have a very busy mind this morning, that's okay. Don't get upset. Don't get worried. Don't judge yourself for that. Don't get frustrated over it. Have some compassion. Show some loving kindness to you. Have some patience with yourself. And whenever you notice that the mind has wandered, just gently and lovingly refocus yourself on the person that you love dearly. And then just start again. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. No matter how many times our mind may wander, we just start again. It's not failure to start again. That is the practice. Just keep coming back to the person. Don't worry about where you were or where you wandered off. Just start again with the phrases. And don't let the phrases be mechanical or just like lip service. Don't run through them real fast. But try to extend them with a gracious heart. And try to put a little bit of feeling behind it. So bring your head and heart together. And really explore yourself too, see how it feels to send out this loving energy. You should find it and probably will find it very easy to send out this loving energy towards people that you love. And now we're going to be moving on to the next person. So now I invite you to try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize in any way you can someone you know who might be having a hard or a difficult time right now. Now by a difficulty, this can be mentally or emotionally, someone you know who might be suffering some way, maybe worried or concerns now about their finances or a loss of job. There are many people that are affected mentally and emotionally by that. Or it can also be someone you know who's suffering physically with a sickness, illness, or disease. So just try to think about someone you know who's suffering in some way, is in need of a little bit of extra healing. And now just send your loving kindness to them in the exact same way you did with those that you loved. So just think about this person, try to feel, sense, imagine, visualize in any way you can them before you, or try to see them in your mind's eye. And now just begin by offering your loving kindness, by sending it out in the exact same way. The two options are, you could just think of them and say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. Or again, if you wish to make it a little bit more intimate and personal, you can insert his or her name into the statements and say, may he or she be loved. May he or she be happy. May he or she be healthy. May he or she be peaceful. And now just take a moment to offer your loving kindness to this person in whichever way feels right to you, by just using the may you be statements or by adding his or her name into the statements. And once again, whenever the mind wanders, don't get upset by that, don't worry, don't get frustrated. Please just know that the mind is doing what it's been built to do, and that's think. So when thoughts arise, when distractions arise, all we do is we just gently and lovingly refocus ourselves on the person that we're thinking about, and then just start again in the practice. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And if it feels good to you, the little reminder from a great Zen master, Thich Nhat Hanh, is that when we go into our practices, our meditations, we should put a smile on our face as we do it. Because it shouldn't be some grim duty. It shouldn't be something we're forcing ourselves to do. We should go into it with a sense of excitement, with a sense of playfulness, with a sense of exploration and fun and curiosity. And so while you're thinking about this person who's suffering in some way, sick, also notice the feeling of loving kindness that is being sent out towards them. Again, you might notice that it's very easy to send it out towards this person, just as it was for the person that we love dearly. Those we love and those who are sick, it's very often easy to cultivate a feeling of loving kindness towards them. You know, those we love, of course, we want to send out loving energy towards them, and those who are sick, we often want them to get better. We want them to be well. But now in a moment, we're going to move to the second part of the loving kindness practice, which for many people can be a little bit more difficult. And so now I'm going to ask you to try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize in any way you can a neutral person. Now by neutral, we mean someone who you really have no feelings for, either good or bad. So you don't love them dearly, but you really don't dislike them or hate them in any way either. You really don't have any story attached to the person. Sometimes it's hard to think about and visualize a neutral person, so I give some examples. It could be like a neighbor in your block or your community or in your apartment complex or development that you don't really know anything about them, but you've seen their face. They're a familiar face to you. Or it might be somebody that when you perhaps walk your dog in the morning or walk your dog in the evening, there's maybe somebody that has maybe a similar routine or schedule that passes you, and you've seen, again, their face, but you don't really know much about them, if anything. And so we're going to just try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize in any way you can someone of a neutral persuasion. And now we're going to offer our loving kindness to them. And now you probably don't know their name, so here it's just best to use the may you be statements. And so we'd say, may you be loved, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be peaceful. And so we just take a few moments now to offer our loving kindness to this neutral person, exploring ourselves in the process, seeing how it feels. With a neutral person, this can go either way. One, it could continue to be very easy for us to send out this loving energy towards them, because again, there is no story attached. So the loving kindness flows freely. It just comes and we can send it out with ease. But on the flip side of that coin, for others, it may be the opposite effect. We may actually feel a little bit of a hesitation or a resistance. We may notice that the mind wanders a little bit more. It's harder to stay focused upon this person. Or the intensity of our loving kindness just isn't as strong. And that's fine. Again, we don't judge ourselves for that. We're just exploring. We're seeing. Because this practice is here to help us cultivate altruistic love. A love that we can radiate towards all beings equally. Without conditions. Doesn't ask if the other person is worthy. It just gives of itself. That's what selfless love is. It doesn't mean we have to have warm, affectionate feelings towards everybody in the world. What it just means is that if someone was in harm, if someone was in need of a helping hand, would we extend that to them, or would we rejoice in their suffering? If we would rejoice in their suffering, then our love is incomplete. And so just think about this neutral person, see how it feels for you. And continue on. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And the way we're extending this feeling of loving kindness is with the heart and hand of generosity. So we're not demanding they be happy, healthy, peaceful, loved. We're not, throwing this at them. We're extending it the same way we would extend to somebody the wish, may you have a happy birthday. In the same way you would say to that person, if it is their birthday, may you have a happy birthday, is the same way you would say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. Because all people everywhere are longing for the exact same thing. We're all longing for happiness. We're all longing for love. Regardless of who we are, regardless of where we're born or live on this rock that we call Earth, the human condition is to desire those things, to want those things. And so we wish it for all. And now we're going to be moving into the most difficult part of the loving kindness practice. And so I invite you now to try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize in any way you can someone from the present or your past that you may have had a hard or a difficult time getting along with. Someone who may have hurt you, used you, wronged you in some type of way, or someone with whom you've just had conflict. someone who knows how to get under your skin, irritate you. Now, if you are new to the loving kindness practice or still a beginner with us here at this group, then we don't recommend you choose the most difficult or relationship or the most hated, difficult person you could think about in your life or the world. It's often recommended that you choose someone a little bit more mildly troublesome, just a sort of small irritation, because we don't want to be too overwhelmed in the practice. As we progress, we could move into someone who's a little bit more difficult. And so just try to call to mind someone you know who has hurt you, wronged you in some type of way, and now try to extend your loving kindness to them in the exact same way you did before. You can say, may you be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. Or you can insert his or her name into the statements and see how that feels. Now with this difficult person, we might be noticing a couple of things. One, again, it's hard to keep our focus upon them, hard to keep our attention upon them. The mind is wandering more because there might be a little voice in the back of our mind as we're doing this practice that says, I don't really wish this for them. They've hurt me. They've harmed me in some type of way. And the default state of our mind is that when someone acts badly towards us, we respond badly towards them. You hurt me, I hurt you. That sort of reaction. But through the practice, we're learning to overcome that. We're seeking to change that, to transform that habitual pattern. And also, we begin to recognize that when someone acts badly towards us, they're coming from a place of pain themselves. And so just continue on and see how it feels. Explore yourself. If it's hard right now, if it's feeling a little bit mechanical, that's fine. Just let it continue on. Your heart will open in time the more you practice it. If it does feel mechanical, I can recommend that you continue to try practicing with a smile. It really helps us to feel a little bit more loving and compassionate towards others. But if that doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. And just see how it feels. What we're trying to see and recognize is maybe where we're holding back our compassion, holding back our love, where we still have some work to do, where our love is conditional. And what this part of the practice really does is move us from conditional love to unconditional love. It helps us recognize that change is possible, even if we're feeling angry, hurt, or upset right now. Just by thinking of this person, change is possible. And so this part of the practice, while challenging, can be very liberating and very transformative. Because what we're really cultivating is forgiveness for the situation. This isn't really for the other person, it's for ourselves. It's time for us to let the baggage go so that we can move on in our growth and development. And now last, but definitely not least, we're moving on to the final part of our loving kindness practice, in which I invite you now to try to think about all beings everywhere. So try to picture, imagine, sense, feel, visualize your loving kindness going to be sent out to all life everywhere within this universe. And once again, just silently repeat, or if you're alone, softly, gently whisper and recite these statements after me. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings be peaceful. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. and may all beings be peaceful. And now for these final moments of our meditation, please just continue to send out your loving kindness now to all beings, to all life, everywhere in this universe. At this point, I usually offer a little visualization guidance, because sometimes for some people it could be a little bit difficult thinking about all beings everywhere. How do I send out this energy towards them? Well, a little helpful trick that at least I found helpful was told to me by a monk who, when he would come to this part of the practice, he would think of himself as a radio transmitter sending out waves of colored energy. So when he would say, may all beings be loved, he would send out a wave of colored energy in all directions. So since I think about a red heart symbolizing love, I would send out a red wave of energy moving away from me in all directions, spreading out through the entire universe. Then when you say may all beings be happy, whatever color symbolizes happiness to you, send out a wave of that energy in all directions. Then when you say may all beings be healthy, whatever color symbolizes health and healing for you, send that out in all directions. And when you say may all beings be peaceful, send out a peaceful colored energy away from yourself, moving throughout the universe in all directions. Now, I only offer this as a tool, a little tip. For some of you, it may be helpful, for others, not so much. And so if you find it helpful, you can use it, but for others, this visualization and time with the phrases can be a little bit more distracting. If you find it distracting or not helpful, just put it aside. You don't need to use it. Just always do what feels right to you. And a reminder, whenever the mind wanders, don't get upset, just refocus. Don't worry about where you wandered off in the practice itself. Just refocus on all beings, thinking about all beings, and start again from the beginning. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be peaceful. Through the practice, we're cultivating this altruistic, boundless love, learning how to radiate love towards all beings everywhere. One of the teachings from the Buddha was to radiate boundless love towards all beings, without exception, which is very similar to the teaching of Jesus, who said, love one another, even your enemies. Seems like a hard thing to do, but in the practice before this, where we think about that difficult person, we're learning to love our enemies. So that's why this is a very powerful practice. It's not just something that tells you, okay, love everybody. It's a way to show you how to do that, how to cultivate that. And so just continue on. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings be peaceful. And now I invite you to just take a couple of long, deep breaths in. Maybe begin to bring some gentle movement back to your body by wiggling your toes or wiggling your fingers. You may want to stretch your arms or legs. Maybe we should take a couple more deep breaths just to ground your body in the room or the space that you're in. And whenever you feel ready, slowly begin to open your eyes, make your way back into the space. No rush, take your time in doing that. As always, I truly thank each and every one of you for joining us on these meditations. It's always so good to have you. Thank you, Emily, Linda, Ruth, Amber, Pele, and everybody else who is here this morning. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And as I started in the beginning, I discovered 2 articles that I was unaware of, in which they actually did loving kindness practice in Jerusalem and in Lebanon. And they found that when a large group of people got together and practiced these techniques, that violence and harm and killings and they even said traffic tickets all went down. And so if more of us can get together, please just continue sending this group out to your friends, sharing it with your family, inviting people. And the more and more people that we get meditating with us, maybe we could change the environment of our own communities and hopefully even this world, which needs it so badly right now. It's thirsting for love. It's thirsting for compassion. And so once again, I thank each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing you on Friday morning. And I hope that each and every one of you, Monday morning, have a very good weekend. And I hope that each and every one of your days is truly filled with an abundance of love, happiness, and peace.